I'm Don Alexander, and I'm pleased to say that I'm president of this great organization here where we've come out to clean the river. You lose so much pride to see the people coming out and wanting to show that we want to keep our environment clean and healthy for all of our community. This is not just something that happens. We have to put a lot of work into it. We're just pleased to do it, and I'm so proud of the people and love the people that have come out to help do this. And we have not only done this for ourselves, but we've seen programs all around the nation now that are patterning after what we've put together here.
The My Usage app is a way to conveniently pay online, anytime, day or night. You can also come by any Caney Fork Electric office and sign up for the prepay option available using the My Usage app. Know exactly how much electricity is used each day and the cost. Best of all, no monthly bill. You can set up email or text alerts, keep track of your usage, and pay your bill, all with the My Usage app from Caney Fork. Caney Fork Electric, keeping you informed.
Security Federal Savings Bank is always pleased to provide virtually every banking service you could ever need. But more than that, we are proud to offer a relationship with you, your family, or your company. We've been here supplying just what you need and building a trust, a relationship. And that's something hard to find these days. Our bankers are here for you, here to help. If you are interested in a relationship, come to the friendliest bank in town, Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insight. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
Good morning. This is Neil and Norma Cox with the McMinnville Rotary Club River Cleanup. This is the 19th year that we've done our river cleanup. If you'd like to come down and join us next year, won't be able to this year, but it's on the third Saturday every year of July. Third Saturday of July. Today is the day. This takes quite a bit of work, but we have been doing it 19 years, and so next year will be the 20th year. Hopefully we'll be able to do it again.
Hey, I'm Norma Cox with McMinnville Rotary Club. We're inviting everyone to come down today. We started registration at 7:30. We have a form you can fill out. We have free T-shirts for anybody that wants to register, kayaks, safety kits, paddles, life jackets, anything that you might need, and we're furnishing breakfast too. So come on down and we'll get you fixed up.
We also have, if you come down and participate, you can go by Smooth Rapids, and we give you a $10 off coupon. So
for lunch or dinner,
just today. 19 years ago, Rotary International wanted us, McMinnville, at that time, Breakfast Rotary, to do a water project. They were cleaning up the waters all across the world, and so they wanted us to do. Well, we had a member that loved to float, but what he was telling us was the water is dirty. And when we started investigating it, we found a lot of gray water. So that year, we actually got a Rotary grant to pay half the cost, and the Rotary members paid the other half the cost to get us started with the river cleanup. We went that year. We did a lot of things. We went to the grammar schools, 4th and 5th grades, and showed them films about how dirty the water was and how they need to try to keep it clean. And of course, we were settling ourselves basically. What are we going to do as we went down that road? And so that evolved into a river cleanup. Ernie, that you're going to talk to here in a few minutes, told us that he's a fisherman. He told us that the river is sick, which means it's a lot of dirty water. And I'm saying gray water. Where does gray water come from? You know, what we found that year was it comes from plants that's dropping water, chemicals in the water. It comes from as simple as a farm that lets the cows poop in the water, and it ends up with gray water. We found 3 vehicles. So vehicles just really pollute the water. I can't imagine. I mean, all 3 of these vehicles were sunk. You couldn't even see them. But we cleaned them up. We got them out over the 19 years. And of course, the tires, one year, we got 300 tires. And of course, that first year after we started investigating, we saw how many tires and just how nasty the water was. So that's the reason we did it. And of course, we talked to Ricky Morton, which is over the water department now, and he went over all the extra chemicals he had to put in to clean the water. And he said if we did this project, a lot of this, the chemicals wouldn't have to be used. You don't have to, you think about this, right now out of Barron Fork right here and Collins upriver, all 3 utilities, everyone in Warren County gets their water out of this river. So the more we clean, the better the drinking water is, the better water. You know, some people say, well, I always drink bottled water. But I say, how do you get your ice? The ice comes typically right out of the faucet, right out of your refrigerator, and it's ice. So this is cleaning the water, and this is just helping tremendously. And of course, over the years, there's just several things that's come up that's encouraged us to continue to do it. The first year, of course, I'm a horse person, and first year we did horses because I had horses, and we knew that there's a lot of trash that was going to be heavy. We had a real low budget. We actually got inner tubes from the co-op. They actually patched up old inner tubes for us, and we got those, and we tied pieces of plywood on top of it to put the trash on. That first year, we got 300 tires. Now, just right here at Pepper Branch, what we'd have to do is we'd have to go down river. Probably we went down river at least a half a mile down to the next bridge, and we would load those tires up on on those inner tubes and the plywood, and we would literally pull them back up with the horses. So that was just a fun year. Actually, it was a fun year. I had a half a dozen horses here, and Jim Welch and 2 or 3 others I can't remember was here and participated. It was just a fun year for us to do that, and we enjoyed it. And of course, as we've evolved, we hadn't really need the horses. We had them the second year, but after that, we decided it'd probably be better just to use our time better. And of course, we now have got some money. We got sponsors. We'll talk about them back in a minute. But if this is a $10,000 to $15,000 project, it's become a big project. The first year, a few thousand. Now it's up to 10 or 15,000, and we spend all that. And one of the things we'll get into in a minute is adopt a mile. That's the biggest thing we're encouraging now.
Let's talk about, well over probably $20,000 or more is needed for this project every year. You've got a great list of sponsors. Let's talk about what they do, how important it is for businesses, community groups to continue to help y'all. Okay,
the sponsors are right behind us. And you can see up the top, Tennessee Valley Authority is our $5,000 sponsor. TWRA is underneath them. Main Street Media is helping us a bunch with the filming and things like that. You can see our logo in the middle. That's such a good, the river is calling, I must go. Debbie Sane fixed that up for us. And TWRA has built 2 ramps now, one right here at Pepper Branch and one down at Rocket Park. They see the need for this, and they've been just super helpful. The city of McMinnville, over there on the right, they pick our trash up on Monday, which is just super good. And we couldn't do it actually without them. And they, of course, they facilitate this and help us down here. Warren County puts 2 roll-offs out. They put one at VFW and put one at Shells Ford Bridge. And so McMinnville, they know it's very important. And of course, they know it for the water. McMinnville Electric System, I used to be an employee, and John there is still an employee, and they've always participated and helped us out. And of course, at one time, 100 years ago, we looked at trying to have generation here at the dam. The Citizens Tri-County, all the banks are on here. Custom Vinyl helped us with the T-shirts, the cost of the T-shirt. Warren County Soil Conservation Neil Walker that works there has been super interested in this. His dad, Carl Walker, was the operating superintendent at McMinnville Electric System when we started this, and both of them saw the need to try to keep our, the Bible tells us, the good Lord tells us that one of the things we're supposed to do is be stewards of the earth, and so that's part of this. Hoover and Son Insurance and Kirby Real Estate, they joined us not too long ago, and it's just been super good. The banks, First National, we got Caney Fork Electric Cooperative, Smooth Rapids. We talked about Smooth Rapids a minute ago, how they help us. Of course, they're one of our sponsors, and we have the coupons from them. Ben Lomond Connect is what we're doing today. They've been super good to sponsors, and Ben Lomond Connect has got 4 miles of our Collins River. Collins River adopted. So they've been a super good sponsor in helping us that. Homeland Community Bank, Isha, has got involved now, Jim Broom. So that's been super helpful. So all these, and of course, we got special thanks to a whole bunch of people there. I'll hit the first one, Kids of the Community. Kids of the Community have been good to have a team, sometimes as many as 30 children help with cleaning up the river.
Hi, I'm Deanna Tucker, and I've been doing the river cleanup now for 11 years.
What got you involved in this?
My best friend was the inspiration, and we used to float the river all together, and it was dirty, and he said, well, we do this river cleanup, and I started doing it with him. His name is Ernie, and he's the inspiration for all of this.
So why do you think this is important for the community to continue to grow and even make it even better?
Because, we're kind of focused on tourists, and no offense to tourists, but they make a mess. If we don't keep our rivers clean, our rivers are going to go away. They're going to get polluted, and it's going to get into our drinking water. Our rivers are the most important aspect of Warren County.
So you've been out there 11 years. I noticed you had one of the main boats to get some of the stuff. What are you seeing out there? Hands-on, what are you seeing behind the scenes?
Well, today we saw a lot of floats, and I think that's because the river is so high, and floats are not really a good idea on the river because you hit rocks, they bust, and then you got to swim. Usually we pull out 60 to 70 tires. So if you don't know, dumping your tires in the river is illegal, but we're the people that come and pick it up. One year I picked up a whole steering column out of the river. It was gross.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I know this is a question everybody has. You've been doing it this long, a number of people. I know safety's number one.
Yes.
What's some of the stuff safety-wise y'all try to help people with?
You got to have a life jacket on because when you're pulling off to the side, you can get dumped by a branch, the side, a rock, or whatever. If you're not wearing a life jacket, that's very dangerous. So our number one thing is life jackets. The second thing is we use John boats to pull out that big, heavy, the things like tires and things like that.
So, do you ever see snakes?
All the time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you handle that? I mean,
I try and get them to come.
They're not aggressive.
I try and get them to come to me, but they won't.
Oh, you like snakes?
I like snakes.
Wow. So what kind of snakes are they? Are they poisonous? Are they?
I really don't know. There's green ones and black ones.
I got you. So you're a nature person.
Yes.
Tell folks what inspired you to like nature in that way and why.
Oh, really? You want my story?
I want the story.
Okay. I might cry a little bit.
Okay.
In 2005, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and I lived in Indiana. And I got really, really sick, and the doctors had me on something like 14 medications. And I went to the doctor, and I said, I'm so tired of this. What can I really do? And he said, well, you can order a wheelchair. So I got in my truck, and I prayed. I love God, and I prayed, and God said, Google it. So I did. And I Googled prettiest place in the United States, and it came up with Rock Island. So I packed my truck I packed my new truck and my new puppy, and I threw away all my meds, and I moved here.
Awesome.
And I have not had an MS flare since.
That's awesome.
So I drank out of the waterfalls, I swam in the rivers, and God healed me.
Hello and welcome to the river. I'm Rachel Killebrew, and we have a wonderful story about how we have cleaned 100 miles of river every year for 19 years. This is our 19th year to complete it as our McMinnville Rotary Club.
Miss Rachel, who do you have with you?
I've got Ernie Campbell, and it all goes back to Ernie Campbell. He was working on my garage, building it, and one day, and he told me that he had a daughter that had died, and that he would be leaving every once in a while to go to his friend, the river. And he said, but my friend, the river, is sick. And what does your Rotary Club do? Would they be interested? I will help them the whole way if they're willing to help clean the river. And that started it 19 years ago. Ernie's been here every year, and he has some health problems right now, so he's not able to go on the river. So we use him to give everybody advice of what they're going to find and where it's needed and everything. So we...
Third year I've missed because of my health every time. So the way I remember it, I told Rachel, I said, that river's my best friend, and it's kind of like seeing an old friend sick and not being able to help. I take a contractor bag with me every time I go. I pick up a trash bag full of garbage. I'm not making a dent by myself. And I saw tires and your just basic garbage. We've took truck frames, motorcycle frames, shopping carts, bicycles, 4,000 tires. It's unreal to me. See, I appreciate the fact that we have a good, clean river, and a lot of people are not blessed with that around here, this country, you know, and it's like an artery to the earth to me. And get on it in the boat, it just connecting back with nature. And I'm glad everybody can get out now and enjoy it and respect it and clean it up. I'm so proud of Rachel and Neil and everybody that's come together and made all this possible. And like I said, the volunteers, they're the backbone.
Well, Ernie, we appreciate your heart for the love of the river, and I think your heart and what you're trying to do is really transparent with really a large part of the community who has enjoyed the river for many years. But this is something, Miss Rachel, that's been going on for hundreds of years as far as polluting, and
Yes.
and I think, unfortunately, a lot of people thought, well, the river will clean itself, and they have just continued to just do this, because y'all found Model A
Yes.
pieces in whole cars or trucks.
Yeah, we found a huge truck that looked new, but somebody had stolen the gears. So somebody needed gears, and then they just put the truck in the river. So the first 4 or 5 years, we had to use horses because things were in the bottom of the river so tight that humans couldn't get it out even if we dived down. So the horses pulled out the majority of that real heavy part. And I've got great pictures of the people on the horses. And
We've got some video we'll be showing during that.
Oh, good.
That's when well, I guess the first few years, seeing, I don't know, I think one time I counted as many as 11 horses, I think, was part of that. So, now today, for the folks that's helping today, you have other great resources. Now you have more kayaks that's available.
Yes.
Let's talk just a little bit about that, how this has really changed through the years, but how people can still really help and how they have even more resources to help.
And another big thing that has happened is TVA and TWRA give us a grant every year. And they sometimes come and actually help us. And a team from Nashville, they didn't used to clean the river, and they heard about it and came up here. It's been about 10 years ago. And they came up and helped us a couple of years, and now they're huge, clean the river. And I got a call this last year from Memphis, and they said, our rivers are terrible. We have so many rivers, we want to know how this started and what happened. So I'm glad to know that I'm hoping one day that Tennessee will have every river cleaned, and they can use that as an example to encourage people to do that themselves, but to also visit and enjoy our beautiful rivers. And I think that's working, because Isha up on the mountain, you know, they are here today helping us, and they come every year. And so we now have a new program, because we have 100 miles of waterway in Warren County. We can't do it in one day. And so we now have a new program called Adopt a Mile of River, and a church group, like the first church that signed up was the Episcopal Church in McMinnville. And we made new rules for those that sign up for that. They can take their teams and go and do their cleanup anytime they want to. And all I ask them to do is send me a picture of the team, a picture of the tires or all the trash, and then a third picture of anything they find that's unusual that might be helpful to other teams, and then to write up their experience and what effect it's had on them. And so now we have about 35 miles adopted, but we want to get all 100 miles adopted so that we can tackle some more difficult problems, like why is the river full of tires every year we come? And I had a strange call. I put an article in the paper, and I said, would somebody please tell me, why is this happening? And I got an anonymous call, and I agreed to that. And he said that that you now have to pay to get your tire done. Well, a lot of places are keeping the money and throwing the tires in the river. So that's why it's happening. And it's growing. And Tennessee Tech, we even did a class to help come up with ideas. What can we do? How do we tackle that?
And a little bit of expense for a tire is not worth throwing it in the river. So
yeah.
That's one thing we want to educate people on. Ernie, you have seen a difference since this began.
Oh man,
so let's talk about that.
I float now, and it's so beautiful and serene, and there's so much stuff that I used to float by that's not there anymore. Washing machines and car parts and motorcycle frames, and it just so much different. You just about had to have floated it back then to really know the difference now. And these people, a lot of them new to the river and stuff, and they float now, and they see the beautiful river. They don't see the garbage, and that's what it was all about to start with.
So the third week in July is when this goes every year, annual event. We're looking at 20 years coming up next year. How can people, Miss Rachel, through the year, because this is, like you said, it's bigger than just one day, how can they contact you or find out more about what the Rotary Club's doing?
Well, they can call me, 931-808-3419. We'll sign them up, and we'll explain all the benefits to teaching their children. Like one of our teams that always gets the most trash out is Kids of the Community. And the first year that they came, they asked me, they go, well, why do we do this? They didn't even understand, why. And my sister, upon her death, gave them kayaks. And they have a building now to store them. And they do wonderful. They love it. They understand it now. And they always get the prize for finding the most unusual. But I think of how good that'll be for them as adults.
And several generations of children's got to see that already.
Yes.
I'd like to say kudos to the kids. Pam Petrovich takes those kids. They got the longest float. They're always the last ones off.
Yeah.
I know last year it come a heck of a storm on them. Yeah. Lightning, torrential rain. They were all a bunch of drowned rats when they got out, but they always root and work, and proud of them. Just
They do a great
Like
job.
give them that.
Yeah.
Pam's great. She's been with us ever since day one, and I mean she's not even from here. She's from Arizona. Come in here and
Yeah.
she liked to kayak, and yeah, she's worked hard every year.
Guys, I appreciate both of y'all. We've enjoyed being with y'all today. We've got a lot more shots of people doing what we're going to do today. The kickoff will be just a little bit later. Once again, one more shout out. I know we've already mentioned the sponsors, but a shout out to the volunteers, the people that makes it happen. Miss Rachel, you want to say thank you to anybody?
Thank you to everybody that now realizes, the city, the county, I think everybody recognizes it now, and tourism. This has definitely made an impact on tourism, and I think it's made an impact on all of our Rotary clubs. We have now joined, this is really important, the rescue squad comes every year to help us, and so does the anybody in office, that will help. And what they found is that this has made such a difference that now the rescue squad and all of those people meet with Rotary Club in Sparta, and we join at Rock Island, which is the most dangerous place along our trail. And together, when there's an accident or anything like that, we all gather there, and their teams have trained each other. And so it's become a major safety area as well.
I got 2 bags. Leave one bag at Sally's Alley and one bag at Rocky Park. Okay, so is there any unusual questions we got this morning? Melanie?
No, I was waving.
Hey, we want to say on behalf of Rotary and Don Alexander, come here, Don, we're filming. Hey, Don is our president this year, and it's just super good that he's doing the president this year. This is our 19th year to do this. And Don, anything you want to say?
No, I just love all of you for trying to take care and have a pride about our community by keeping it clean. I think it evaporates the waste to everybody throughout the community, and we're glad you're all doing this.
If you haven't already been told, you're cleaning our drinking water. So, when you do this, it cleans our drinking water. All the utilities in Warren County get their drinking water out of this river of the Collins. So we're cleaning our drinking water. We've talked to the people that run those several times, and they say they just tickled to death. They're all our sponsors, $2,500 sponsors. I'm talking about they're really interested in this, and they've all got miles adopted. So, and I'll just briefly say something about the Adopt a Mile. We don't have Rachel down here, but we're trying to convert we still have Water Positive River cleanup for a few years, but we're trying to go to Adopt a Mile where everybody's got a mile adopted. So if you know somebody or know a crew, like the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts that would like to adopt a mile, First Methodist Church would like to adopt a mile, I'm looking around at other people that would like to adopt a mile, but those organizations has got to, those organizations are the ones that's adopting miles now, and there's a lot of those being adopted. We've got 30 miles of the river adopted, but we've still got 100 miles, so we're still a little ways from doing it. So now before we leave, of course, the good Lord always watches over us. We always need His guidance, His help, and we're going to have a prayer for us.
What about information for the Rotary Club? If people is interested or want to find more information about it, how can they contact y'all?
Yes, you can contact me at Citizens Tri-County Bank anytime, and be glad to tell you more about it. Our club itself meets every Thursday at 12 noon at the Presbyterian Church on Main Street. It's a good group. We have over 100 members, and they're everything from banking to veterinarians and everything in between.
which our ministry is. It's not a motorcycle ministry. It's for cars too. So anybody that joins our ministry, we don't care if you got a motorcycle or whatever you got. You know, you're welcome to come. That's the reason it's called a motor ministry. I was praying about the ministry, and God finally took me to the Bible one night about 3 a.m. Took me to the verse in Romans, give me the name for the ministry, and actually give me the Bible verse we use on all of our ministry stuff and everything. So that's how that come about. So it's pretty cool how God does stuff when we stop trying to do it ourselves and give it to Him. Hey guys, I'm Gary Bandy, and this is my body shop. It's called Broken Toys, and this is part of my life. I've been doing it for about 30-something years, and I do a little bit of everything. We've done a lot of older car restorations, and then we do some entrance to work, and then we do a lot of airbrush and custom work. But this has been part of my life for several years, but it's also part of our ministry too. We do a ministry called Armor of Light. And we go to car shows, share the gospel with people, and do motorcycle ministry, go in some of the clubhouses, and do jail and prison ministry. But been doing it for quite a while now, and it's been a blessing. But you want to check out the shops? Yeah.
What you got on the table?
Well, yeah, this is some stuff we're doing. This is an FXRT Harley. I'm painting for an MMA fighter, Cody Garbrandt. And we did a few bikes for him lately, but just doing some simple flames, and it's purple and yellow and orange. And then there's a friend of mine that's in the military. We've been doing some stuff for him. Did a Bible verse and the wing plane and some little planes on the sides of the fairing and stuff like that, and some cloud work. But
so tell me what got you into this.
Well, when I was a kid, we grew up, it's Warren County, so we grew up around the nursery stuff. So, when I was growing up, and my dad always messed with cars and was building some kind of old car and everything. And we grew up kind of poor, so I didn't really have a lot of money to fix nothing. So I kind of got into messing around with the cars when I was young, and then it seemed to just progress from that. And then I ended up finally building my own shop, and it was in Smithville at the time. And we started doing it there, and then it was kind of by mistake I got into the custom stuff. Well, I started doing it after I'd been painting for, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years, and just tried it. I'd always drawed and messed around with art a little bit when I was a kid, but when I finally got into it, it was kind of wild. I just got in church and got saved, and started following Christ, and I gave my life to Him, and then I told Him, I said, Lord, if you just let me be able to do this, I'll always honor you with everything we do. So I always end up, so that's how everybody knew I painted is back years ago, is because I'd put a cross on everything and a Bible verse and everything. So that's kind of how that started. But it's just grew from then. I've had stuff in all the magazines, and been doing it a long time, but God's really blessed my life. And as far as this job, it's always a blessing to work for yourself, but it always has its ups and downs, but with anything else. But the ministry end's been the real blessing of everything.
I noticed you can't
hide your logo and stuff too.
Oh yeah,
Come up with that.
Yeah. Well, I was always known. I used to wear my hat flipped up all the time, so that kind of wore off. And the little skull and respirator guy, he's been on my logo for, I don't know, probably 15 years, and everybody kind of just liked it. And you know how young guys are; they just want to have a cool logo, but.
Can't miss the Romans 13:12. What's that about?
Romans 13:12. That's our ministry verse. You know, it's put on the whole armor, or put on the armor of light, and deny the works of darkness. You know, don't give no provision to the flesh to do the lust thereof. And it's also, as it goes on down in a verse, to say, put on Christ Jesus, you know, and follow Him. So yeah, that's where the verse come from. Actually, when we started the ministry, we was in a Christian motorcycle ministry, and God kept pulling me a different way to do a motor ministry, which our ministry is. It's not a motorcycle ministry. It's for cars too. So anybody that joins our ministry, we don't care if you got a motorcycle or whatever you got. You know, you're welcome to come. That's the reason it's called a motor ministry. I was praying about the ministry, and God finally took me to the Bible one night about 3 a.m. Took me to the verse in Romans. Give me the name for the ministry, and actually give me the Bible verse we use on all of our ministry stuff and everything. So that's how that come about. So it's pretty cool how God does stuff when we stop trying to do it ourselves and give it to Him.